All right, we have Sela, Heide, Kelsey, Rees, and head coach Scott Rueck. Scott, if you'd like to open us up with a statement.
Okay. Well, field trip day is always, or Beavers beyond the classroom, I think. Same thing. It's always a highlight. It's something we look forward to. We've developed it over the years into being what it is today, and it's taken the efforts of so many people to make this as special and as big and as kind of amazing as it is. And so today it was very special to get to play in front of over 7,000 elementary and middle school kids, to invite them to campus, to a game, to watch a bunch of role models compete on the court, and just to be, part of something that's so unique and fun. And so thanks to everyone for coming. Thanks for everyone who had a hand in making it happen. Very grateful. For today, I thought Grambling just played a really scrappy, tough game. We knew they would. We knew they could be disruptive. We knew they could be a handful on the boards, and they proved to be those things. And through all that, I thought, I was just proud of our team for being tough and resilient, for establishing ourselves inside. Obviously, Sela had a great game scoring the ball. Kelsey had a great game scoring the ball. And so, for our guards, just taking care of it well enough, to manage kind of an onslaught of pressure, that we faced all day today. So I thought it was just, a good win, like they all are, and I was proud of the effort.
I think 28 points, 23 rebounds, 9 blocked shots. I think, Sela, you had 8 of those. What's the value of just having the kind of the dual posts that you're able to run out there with that kind of size in a game like this?
Well, it's typical for us, right? That's what this program's been built on from the beginning, is shutting down the rim. And we talked a lot about that, and we've talked a lot about that, and we've gotten better and better. And so today, that was my number one thing I talked about inside. Was just so proud of Sela for, sticking with it and kind of figuring out just what it takes, the timing, the mindset, how to protect the rim at the level that she did today and block shots like she did. You can never predict blocks, but you can shut the rim down. And for the most part, we did that today. She was such a huge part of it. Our staff and our team have worked very hard at this aspect. The way we're defending the three-point line and have been, especially in our zone, and now the way that we're defending the rim, that is the formula to be just a defense that's going to give everybody trouble. And so today I just thought if there's one huge takeaway today, that was it. I thought we shut the rim down as well as we have all year, and a sign of great things to come. And that's the staple and the foundation of our defense.
Sela, you ever have a game with 8 blocks before? Can you remember the last time you had that many?
Maybe in high school. I'm not sure. I think Andrew said I had 5 in a college game at one point, but I don't remember the last time I had 8.
3-point shooting so far this season, it hasn't been really consistent at all. Is that something you're concerned about long term? Obviously, 11 a.m. tip-off today is not conducive to great shooting by either team. But the 3-point shooting, where do you see that with the team right now?
If only this game would have started at noon, we would have been lights out. Yeah,
I was trying to give you an out.
I would say that we have been consistent in our three-point shooting so far this year, and I'm looking forward to becoming inconsistent. I think this team obviously is a better shooting team than they've demonstrated in games for a large majority of games. We've certainly had some moments, and fortunately some key moments, where we've knocked down some big ones. But overall, we've struggled, and it comes from being comfortable together. It comes from knowing when it's coming. It comes from executing our sets. It comes from great screening, timing, all those things that have just taken us a while to adapt to. And because of that, we're not getting the looks that we necessarily want, and we certainly haven't made them. And that's making life difficult. Going by 2s is different than 3s, and shooting the percentage we have has has been exactly what our opponents would love. So I'm kind of waiting, kind of like the breakthrough Sela had today blocking shots, for the breakthrough for this team to shoot the ball like they're capable of, and really compete at that. And, I'm confident it will happen at some point, but, I think you got to continue to focus on execution in general and timing of everything. And so getting that ball in our shooters' hands, which as much time as possible, is probably the focal point at the moment.
For both Sela and Kelsey, the team's playing a lot of zone right now. That can sometimes make defensive rebounding a little trickier than in man. How do you approach? Do you change the way you try to defensive rebound out of the zone? You did okay today, but they still, quite a few offensive rebounds for Grambling. Is that something you think about?
I think in the zone, I don't think it's necessarily harder, but you have to be more focused to get a defensive rebound. You don't have as much, I'm guarding Sela, she's right here, she's my box out. You have to think about it a bit more and just put that effort in. And I think the times during the game where we did really well on that, you'd see how hard everyone was going to the ball and how everyone was engaged. And occasionally there was slip-ups where perhaps everyone wasn't quite as engaged as we needed to be in that. But overall, I think it's really improved, and the zone's been really good to us. So.
Yeah, I agree. We've worked a lot on getting to different spots to get box outs and get rebounds, so I think we're just continuing to grow in that. I mean, our zone has been so great to us in shutting down the three-point line and shutting down the rim, so that's kind of the next step that we get to take, is eliminating some of those O boards and continuing to grow, because I think our zone's been really good to us.
Scott, you've seen over the last few weeks, you've seen the quality of a UConn, the speed today, Illinois, some of those teams. How do you feel like your team has learned through this stretch of games as you got to go into conference play Thursday?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just this complete evolution. It's like minute by minute. I feel like we're growing and learning. Like, you look at Chloe's game today, for example. I mean, she gave us great minutes today and took care of the ball for the most part, and got us into our offense, and we played well, especially that first half stretch with her, which was a breakthrough today. Sela's, just evolution as a shot blocker today, just hit another level. Her poise after the rebound was different. So I think you see every game has had just these kind of huge lessons in it. So, I go back as far as, I don't know what we were before Illinois. I think we didn't even know at the time. We were just sort of trying to figure it out as we went, it felt, all of us. And then Illinois, as well as they shot the ball, obviously they shot the lights out. Give them credit for that. Our position defense was completely different that game. We made them hit shots over the top, and to their credit, they did. It took a superhuman performance by their center to do what they did, but it was, all over the top of us. Then you look at UConn, and UConn, we had deer in the headlights the first half, and then second half really competed. And then we learned in that game, that we can play with an elite team. And, I like the way we scored the ball. Of course, 8 for 10 that fourth quarter. And we outscored them in the second half. We really learned a lot about ourselves, and our confidence grew, even though it was a loss. And then against Boston College, we closed out a team in kind of a slugfest of a game, that had some similar feels to today. But we made this plays down the stretch, and we came from 5 down with 3.5 minutes to go. And so we learned that day, that we can win. And we learned, we proved it to ourselves if there was any doubt. And then today, playing against, like you mentioned, speed today and pressure for 40 minutes. We took care of the ball in the first half pretty well. Second half, it got a little loose, and give them credit for that. But I thought they were great lessons. So every game is going to be like this. Every day is going to be like this. And it's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge to help this team grow.
Besides the fact that you've been here for a long time, does 300 mean anything to you?
It's great to win. it does mean I've been here a long time, Nick. And it means that we've had a lot of great times. And so anytime you hit a milestone, I mean, I don't know if they liked that or not, but I just talked about, one of my players from George Fox was here today, and she was on my very first team at Fox, as a walk-on, actually. Her daughters play at Amity, and it's a reason I know of Allie Schimmel, because I was watching Melissa Heiberger, which is her maiden name. Her daughters play in the state championship game, and Allie Schimmel's lighting them up, you know, and so, but anyway, Melissa Heiberger was on my very first team, and part of my very first win, you know, 29 years ago, or whatever it is now, and so it just is an opportunity to reflect, and you can't do it for too long, but it is fun, you know, to reminisce, you know, some really special moments and be very grateful to be able to do something that you love for this long at such a great place that you love, you know, very special.
All right, y'all good? Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Go Beavs.
Good Beavs.